Thanks for joining me. This is part 2, episode 2 of a series of 10 tricks and tips for September or late summer and early fall. And it's going to help you guys really get your bees ready for winter. Today we're going to do something really cool. This is the second thing I want you to do out of 10. So be sure and watch all the future videos of all the 10 things. But yesterday we looked at community feeding, and today we're going to look at evaluating your queen. Now it's going to be a tough one. Nobody likes to do a fall inspection or a late summer inspection because of a few things that are going on. Number one, the bees are more defensive. They have more honey to protect. They're just a larger colony. Number two, there's a dearth, so all the bees are home. Nobody's out foraging. You've got to battle all the bees in the house. And number three, it always increases the chance of the hive that you're inspecting to be robbed while you're doing the inspection. And in order to divert the robbing, what I've done is, if you watch yesterday's video, I set up a community feeder. And I'm hoping that feeding that I've got going on behind the building is going to attract the bees over there and not to the hive that I'm inspecting. But today we're going to look at how to do a queen evaluation. Because right now, the queen is going to save or sink your hive. That's right. How your queen is performing right now is going to determine whether or not your bees are going to be able to adequately prepare for winter. And so what we're hoping to do is open up a hive today. You're going to join me, and we're going to look at a hive to see if the queen is a good laying queen. Now, sometimes in the fall when there's not a lot of dearth, the queen's performance may look and appear slacking off a little bit, but that may be just from a lack of a nectar source. Now here in Illinois, it is time for me to start feeding my bees 1-to-1 sugar water with my additives. And by doing that, I'm going to be energizing all of my young nurse bees to really put some royal jelly in all of those bees that they're raising, all the larvae that they're raising for winter survival. This is how we get bees of winter physiology, by heavily feeding bees 1-to-1 sugar water this time of the year. I know it may be a new concept, but I've done it for years, and you've seen my videos of me doing it. You can look through my past videos and see the success I've had in feeding bees late in the year and getting them ready for winter. And I went through a stage where I just couldn't get, early on, I couldn't get my bees really powered up in population for winter many years ago. And so I figured out if I fed the hive 1-to-1 sugar water in the fall, this would allow a lot of the nurse bees to consume a lot of that protein and sugar water I was giving them so that they could really get powered up in their glands to feed royal jelly to developing larvae. And so I think that's really important today. We're going to jump in a hive today just to evaluate the queen. I'm going to show you guys how you make a decision if you have a good queen or if she needs to go and you need to get a better one. Now, it's going to be tough to get a better one. A lot of places are out of queens. That's why you need to learn how to raise your own queens. We've got some mating nooks that are full of good laying queens that we can always rely on. And if we find some that aren't doing well, we're going to go to those mating nooks and pull out the good queens and replace the ones that maybe are just production queens that are worn out from the year. Sometimes that happens. So we want a good quality queen before we go into winter. Well, let me grab my hive tool and smoker, get everything going, and let's go evaluate a hive, and we'll evaluate how we feel the queen is doing. Look at that smoker go. I'll leave a link in the description of the burlap that I use to really get this smoker going and keep it going. Wow, a lot of bees under the hood. Dang, that is a full super. So hopefully we feel good about the queen, but we won't know, and kind of take a look to see how her brood looks. Now, no queen excluder here, of course. You know my policy. So we could have brood up here. We're going to take a look and eliminate any brood that might be up above if we need to. Let's pull a frame out of the middle. That'll tell us if there's any brood or if the queen's up in here. Our purpose today is to evaluate the queen. I'm pumped and excited. Woo! All right. Could the queen be up here? No, that's honey. Let's get this honey super off. And as you can see over here, I took a deep box and turned it on the end, put a top cover on top of it. And now I'll be able to take this honey super off, and I'm going to be able to set it at a higher height so I don't have to bend over as far. And so I'm going to move over here to do that. from this side here, you can kind of see I'm amazed at how much propolis they've added around this top cover. That's really cool. Now this is going to be heavy because it's so full of honey and it's propolized. Oh, yeah. I'm glad I don't have to take it down too far. All right, good. All right, now we can look at our frames and see what's going on. All right, so kind of went toward the middle to get a good frame. We can look at the brood, and remember, this is September, early September. I think today's date is like September 7th. So that's a lot of brood for September the 7th. It really is. A good laying brood pattern, a lot of brood. And so we're already seeing like all of those are bees of winter physiology. I've got frame after frame of this right here without having to feed them. You can see the pearly white larvae there. So if we continue to look, we would just see more and more of this. No reason to look any further. Everything is going good. We have a very good laying queen and have plenty of cap brood, and we have plenty of eggs that are coming about. So we're good to close this hive up because, like I said, in the fall, you just want to do an inspection to determine how well your queen is doing. So we'll take a look at this hive here to see what kind of brood we have. And this will tell us, oh wow, look at that. Yep, I love it. That's so good. And there's a drone still hanging out for the season. So, and there's our queen. So many things to see at one time. Wow, nice job, queen. There she goes. So this is all we need to see. Going to hold the frame over the hive. And look at that solid brood pattern both sides. All bees of winter physiology. That means that even without feeding them, they've raised so many bees that are now going to be taking this hive all the way out till April. Some of them into May. And as you can see, they're packed. I'm going to put that in while I'm looking at the queen so I don't hurt her. And that's all we need to see. We could look at other frames, but we're going to see the same thing. So we're not going to go crazy trying to do things that might injure the queen or cause this hive to start being robbed out or anything. So this is a quick evaluation and it worked out really well. I'm pumped and excited if you're watching this video when it's going out. I have a live stream coming up tonight with Dr. David Peck. You know Dr. David Peck. He's been on a lot of live streams. He's spoken at a lot of conferences, and he's going to be on our live stream tonight starting at 7 o'clock Central Time. And if you've missed it, if you're watching this a little bit late, you can always go to the video. It just won't be live. But be sure and tune in if you are watching this, and you can ask Dr. David Peck a question tonight during the live stream, 7 p.m. Central Time. Now, I have a lot more steps. We've covered 2 out of 10 today. So I want you to watch my future videos so you can see the other 8 steps you need to be taking to get your bees ready for winter. And these are tips and tricks that you've got to be doing in the month of September. Okay, maybe October, depending on where you live. But in order for you to capture all of these videos coming up, you need to subscribe. And if you click on the bell, you'll be notified each time I make a new video, such as one of these in this 10-part series. If you're not a subscriber and you happen to watch this video, then sometimes it was referred to you maybe on your home screen or something. So by not being a subscriber, you may not know that I've made part 3, 4, 5, and so on. So please subscribe so you'll be notified. Now, if you enjoy my teaching style, my personality, I'd love to be your mentor and help you learn more about bees. And I have a whole bunch of online beekeeping courses where I teach you in the hive and like this, one-on-one. Now, this is not a Zoom meeting. These are videos of me teaching you from the hive, telling you what you need to know about beekeeping. These are very useful, and so many thousands of people have really enjoyed my online beekeeping courses. I'll leave a link right here in the description. You can check it out because this may be just what you need before you start beekeeping in the spring. Now, I made an interesting video where I filmed bees actually taking a cap off of a bottle of sugar water. They are smart and incredible creatures. If you haven't seen that video, check it out right here. I'll see you guys over there.